Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Michi Makes Up. If you're new to this channel, welcome. I review luxury beauty, luxury handbags, and Japanese makeup brushes. These brushes are handcrafted from Japan. Today's video, I'm going to talk about Sonia G's latest brush set launch. This is the Voyage Set, which just came in the mail for me, so I'm excited to sit down and give you my first impressions. There's going to be a second video later on where I actually will come after I've used these brushes several times to really give you how they feel. But I didn't want to wait for a couple of weeks to give you that video because this is limited edition and could sell out. Currently, as of filming this video, it is still available. So definitely go to the website, check it out. I'll have a link below. And if you want more details on this entire set, you can go to Sonia G's blog, which she has a very detailed post to talk about each of these brushes, the concept of them, how they came about, and the history of them, which I've read through and I think it's always very interesting. She provides so much backstory and details of the whole process. It really makes experiencing these brushes and using them feel special. What this video is going to be is first impressions, and I've taken some notes. It's kind of like the too long don't read version of it, but I'd also like to take some of these brushes to compare against what I have in my current collection. So I'll spend quite a bit of time on the packaging. If you're not interested in that, you can just go ahead and skip right away to see what these brushes actually look like. And that'll be like towards the middle of this video. I'll have a timestamp below too. So this is what the box in which the brushes come in. The packaging is extremely detailed. It's probably the most detail I've seen from Sonia G. And we'll go through all of this and then the brushes themselves. So this wooden box here is custom made, custom design. Even this here, the Fuji mountain lake reflection of the mountain. And then you have the Voyage name here in calligraphy. This is done in collaboration with Chikuhodo, a very famous Japanese makeup brush brand. And is actually specifically in collaboration with the founder of Chikuhodo, Tesshyu Takemori. And Takemori sensei, I think, from what Sonia G's blog described, is they really, hit it off. They met many times and had very productive, great exchanges. And so through that, I think this is a distillation of all of those interactions and their great relationship that they've come up with these great brushes. So this is designed by Chikuhodo, and they are putting Sonia G's brand on it. And so the collaboration details you can really see fully on her blog, which I encourage you to go read. So it comes with this elastic here. This elastic, it'll come back into our little review, first impressions, but I'm just going to put this here. And then the box, we have the Voyage, which reads as Kohai, but there's a play on words here with the actual characters, the kanji. So each of these is a kanji. And again, I won't go into details because this is going to be like a 40-minute long video. You can read that on how they decided to come up with these particular characters to represent Voyage. And you can see that we have the English word here, the Sonia G logo. There's also foil embossing into the box itself, and then the stamp on one side. When you open the box, the brushes actually come wrapped in this tengui paper. It's a cloth paper, multi-purpose. Typically you do find this type of paper to be used for wrapping, really. And we have sakura petals, sakura flowers on it. There's a little matching elastic that is keeping everything together. The reason why she decided to use this cloth wrapping instead of just plastic is to really protect the brushes as they are in transport. So I think, again, lots of details, a really nice touch. So everything is rolled in with the cloth wrapping. The brushes also, it comes with a microfiber cloth that is designed specifically for the set. We have Sonia G by Tesshyu, and this is Voyage. And these three characters here, these three kanjis, represent each one of the brushes. There are 3 total in the set. And then we have also Fujiman with the Sakura here. On the back of it is the part that I would actually run the brush through to clean off any oils after usage, and even to dry off brushes after I've washed them. And you can of course use the front too, but the back is going to give you the texture to really kind of get into the bristles, to get residue, oils, and to really dry it. So the brushes, I've actually taken the plastic wrapping off, so we're just going to breeze through it. Each one of them come protected with a sleeve like this. And then in addition, there's another wrap that the brush with the sleeve goes into to just protect it even further. The 3 brushes are right here. We have a large face brush, a small detail face brush, and a crease brush. The brushes, as you can see, have a wooden tapered handle, and each of the brushes have the name of the brush painted on using the makie technique, which is a Japanese technique of really painting on delicate designs by hand. They decided to use gold because these wooden handles made from mulberry wood is supposed to actually darken over time naturally. And so they think the gold will continue to stand out over time as, you know, these handles deepen. And I think these are really, it's lightweight. Mulberry wood is really lightweight, and the wood property itself is apparently resistant to weather as well as insects. So that's good to know. It doesn't really have a particularly strong scent to them, but the first thing I've noticed about these handles, other than how light they are, is they have a finish to them, but it's not, I can feel the wood texture more. That's what I'm trying to say. I can feel the wood texture more than I could with like previous wooden handles for makeup brushes. The design is beautiful, this color combination, the makie detail here. And also the furl itself is, you know, a color that I don't have, and it has like this brush metallic finish to it. And then moving on to this specific shape, this brush is called Sora. And Sora is meant to fit within the universal theme of this particular brush. But Sora in Japanese means the sky. And I just think of it like Sora universal, maybe Sora is in sky, the sky's the limit, because you can do many different things with these brushes. It does have this pointed shape here. This is not a shape that I have in my makeup collection, brush collection. So this is one of the things that grabbed my attention. And this brush is not as nearly as dense as Sonia G's large face brushes. So I have here her mini Niji bronzer brush, and this is a very densely packed brush. It takes on a lot of powder. It has, it's pretty powerful, and it gets on powders really beautifully. But a lot of people were requesting for her to create something that's a bit more lightweight, to handle face powders, but more lightweight, so you can apply it in a more sheer and light fashion. And so she decided to create a version of this. The shape itself is not completely unique. Chikuhodo actually already has a brush in this shape, although in different materials. And that brush is called, let me take a look at my notes, I think it's called the G16. The G16 from Chikuhodo is made from goat hair, while this is a combination of goat and squirrel, gray squirrel hairs. So it is really, really soft, and immediately I can see myself doing this to brush excess powder off. This point here can get into really more detailed areas. It can get more refined, right? We can just go right up to the lash line itself. You can roll the brush to add highlighter, or you can do just all over powder. You can swirl in a circular motion. You can roll it. You can just sweep it like this. So you can also do that for any shading. You could also apply bronzer if you would like with this brush. So this is a very unique shape for me. I don't have anything like this, and it really did grab my attention. Before we move on to the second and third brush shapes, I do also want to show this detail here. We have again Sonia G by Tesshyu. The second brush here is the small detail face brush, and it is called Omoi, which fits within the imagination theme of this set. Omoi in Japanese means thought, and this is a paddle-shaped brush. It does come up rounded, made out of gray squirrel hair. It is very soft. None of these brushes are washed, by the way, so once you wash them, this brush particularly will splay out more, will be fluffier. This brush, because of its size, you can get into smaller pans, whether you want to use it for bronzer, highlighter. It just has, due to its size, be able to fit into more. And for bronzer, you could certainly add it to here, add it to these spots up here. For highlighter, you can also use it for, just feels very natural doing this, you know, at the tops, all the high points right here as well. This is pinched right here, and it does have a medium density. And I would say the motion for the most part is going to be like paddle. You can use the tops of it, but I think for me, just to diffuse a product, I would just sweep it across like this for the most part. And then the third brush, this is a crease brush. It's called Nagare, which stands for the movement part of the set. And Nagare in Japanese means flow. This is a crease brush, however, it is quite densely packed, and so it can be used on the lower lash line as well. You can have a lot more control and pack on more powder than crease brushes that I have in my collection. So I do love a good crease brush, and seeing that this is denser than anything I have for the crease, this really did actually grab my attention as well. I'm gonna move into some comparisons here. I'm actually not gonna demo these brushes because I haven't washed them. These brushes can be used even if they're unwashed, but they're really meant to be washed, to open them up, open the bristles up. And without doing that, I feel like I wouldn't be giving a true demonstration, even though this is just the first impressions. So I really want to come back after I've used them for a while, obviously with them having been washed. And so for comparisons, I know going back to the big face brush here, I took out the Nagare brush, and I really don't have any direct comparisons because there's nothing in my collection quite like it. A lot of Sonia G face brushes, you know, as she's basically said on the blog, is they're very dense, very densely packed. This is the face one, and this is a lot different. It's much more flexible, it feels more airy, but moving on to the small detail face brush, I do have a couple of Sonia G's small face brushes that I like to take out. I have here the mini cheek from her Sky face set, and then the cheek brush from her Lotus set. Obviously, you can use this brush here for blush as well. And these are also meant to be used for blush, but of course you can use it as bronzer and highlighter, whatever you see fit. This cheek brush here, notably, now it's washed, and when it did arrive, it was more of a paddle shape than it is like fluffy round like this. It was a bit more paddle shape, and it's very, very densely packed compared to this one. These bristles feel just, you know, they feel light and long, so you feel like you can like cover more area while the placement of product is placed on not as strongly in the areas here, where I feel like this is really dense, and if you have a lot of, it can pick up a lot of product, you apply it, and then you can really diffuse it, but I think something lighter is going to make quicker work for it. So it just depends what you're trying to do ultimately. I have this here more for size comparisons, but as you can see, it's a lot different. So again, depending on what you like to do with the brushes, I would reach for a different shape. And then compared to the mini cheek, I think the mini cheek in some ways is a little bit more similar than the Lotus cheek brush. This I have used as to apply blush, but mainly highlighter actually, and sometimes bronzer, and maybe more oftentimes just to sweep powders under the eye, because this can be a good fit too. This is made up of dyed and undyed goat hair, and this is squirrel hair. So this is actually a lot softer in comparison, and I could use this under the eyes as well, but I think intuitively I do prefer this as maybe highlighter, just getting like a feel of it on the face. That's what I think, but I'll try it out and definitely come back and let you guys know. These two brushes are currently no longer available, both of these sets. So if you are looking for something that is a smaller detail face brush, you can find it in the Voyage Set. She also, on her blog, has a comparison to her, I think, the Fundamentals cheek brush as well. So you can take a look at that and see what that's like if you have that cheek brush and you just want to see how it truly compares to this brush. And for Nagare, which is the crease brush here, I do have the mini booster, which is from her Sky Eye set, but the mini booster is also available through her Keyaki brush set as well, which was recently brought back. Any of the brushes that I talk about here, if they're still available, I'll have a link to them below. You can have a look. It's quite different. This looks more like a pencil shape than it is crease. And even with the give, this has more give than this brush here. So I feel you can use it somewhat like a pencil too, and draw shapes, you know, lines to shape the look of your eyeshadow, but then go back in and fill in, blend out, diffuse to do crease work. So there's definitely more control here. Certainly I can also put some powders and do that. Some of the makeup trends that are popular now is to put some light gray here to just make your eyes look bigger. And I can see using this brush to make that happen. Just like turning it so you can use like a larger surface for that, or if you're trying to do more, you know, detailed work, you can certainly turn it to its point. So unlike this mini booster crease brush here, it actually is more rounded at the top, and this comes up to a point. So this is tapered, and the crease brush is very straightforward. That's what I do to get the product on. And then there's another brush. It's the blender brush. However, I love to use it in the crease. This is Chikuhodo's blend brush, and this is the Z Series. And I use it to spread or diffuse product here. So what tends to happen, if I have more time to spend in the morning, I'll apply powder or product with this brush here, the mini booster from Sonia, and then go back in with a Chikuhodo Z Series blend brush to just spread the product. And that's kind of how I even out the crease, making sure that it kind of blends inwards this way. So these two brushes, so funny that this is a brush by Chikuhodo's Tesshyu, and this is the Z Series also by Tesshyu. Yeah, so I'm really delighted. I think I look forward to trying out this brush here and see how it truly compares to these two. So those are my two kind of everyday crease brush. And because of the shape of this Nagare, I did want to take two pencil brushes that I have in my collection so we can hold it up and look at them together. Obviously, they're not really created with that same function in mind. However, some of these pencil brushes that I do have, I definitely use them for different jobs. So this is Chikuhodo Z Series, also once again by Tesshyu. This is the pencil brush, or they call it the eyeshadow brush, but I tend to use it as a pencil because I'll do this. There have been times, but maybe more rarely, that I'll apply powders just above the lash line. It's soft, gives you a bit more control, but doesn't apply product as powerfully or strongly or densely packed as like a true pencil brush. And then this is Sonia G's Pencil Pro, and it's a lot shorter and very, very dense, very dense. So truly much more like a pencil. You know, you could really just draw on it using the point here and dip this in like, and because it's also undyed goat hair, you can dip it in like a cream or even a liquid to just draw eyeliner, for example. The very last thing I want to talk about is that these brushes are meant for powders, not liquids and creams, because of the type of bristles they are. So for the final part, I want to just go back to the Paulownia box. Okay, there you go. You can showcase the box. Well, this seems kind of not the way to showcase it. You can showcase it like this, and really these can act as a brush holder, which is really nice. Sonia G has on her blog, she has put these, these two here, the elastic like this to hold it together. And mind you, I don't have them very beautifully put on right now. But you can have them like this, and this could be, you know, just sitting on your vanity, holding these brushes or any others in your collection. You can also just have this box on display as well, and maybe just have these brushes in there if you'd like, or any brushes, and then reuse this elastic for anything else. So I'm just overall really impressed with the amount of details that came with the packaging. The brushes themselves are just exquisite, gorgeous. I have liked everything I've tried by Tesshyu Takemori sensei, and I think it's a real pleasure to see this come to fruition after many years of, I guess, their professional friendship. And I think that's something, it's great that they're able to share with us. And this is just an added extra piece to commemorate this whole set. Finally, the price of the set is $250 US, currently still available online if you're interested. If this is something, if you're a collector and this is something you're really interested in, but you're just, you know, not sure, because there's been a lot of releases, makeup brushes, beautiful things in the new year that have come out. Beautylish does offer payment plans if you are interested in the set but need to plan a little bit more further into the future. That's something you can look into as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I will come back with a more detailed video after I've gone to try these brushes. If you're interested in anything or you have questions, let me know. I'll try my best to answer them. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.